There are scenes in this movie. Yeah. So, Saltburn is a new psychological black comedy thriller written and directed by Emerald Fennell, in which we follow a character named Oliver, portrayed by Barry Keoghan, an Oxford student that becomes interested and in some ways infatuated with a character named Felix, portrayed by Jacob Elordi. And after a certain thing happens, Felix invites Oliver to stay with his eccentric family at his estate called Saltburn. And let's just say that Oliver is in for one heck of a summer. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Saltburn.
Excellent!
If y'all have been following me since, well, 2020, you all know how much I loved Emerald Fennell's previous film, her directorial debut, Promised Young Woman. I mean, I absolutely loved that film, and I was absolutely down to see anything she would be doing after said film. Walking to this movie, I went to this movie knowing very, very little. I mean, the bare minimum possible. This movie is a ride, and it's a weird ride at that one. And it's a ride that I really, really enjoyed. The performances here are all fantastic here. Rosamund Pike, I thought, was terrific in the film, and I am stunned over the fact that she didn't win the Oscar for Gone Girl back in 2015, because she should have won. Rosamund Pike, I thought, did a great job with this like sarcastic wittiness of her character. Rosamund Pike has many lines that had me cackling and cracking me up. Jacob Elordi as Felix, I thought, was also terrific in this film. Seeing this character, who is a very, very popular person with everybody else around him, but when he sees Barry Keoghan's character, he just kind of sees this, what he sees as a real person amongst the many other things around him, like the flash and the pizzazz of his life. Barry Keoghan absolutely shines this movie. He is a character that knows exactly what he is doing with this family the moment he sets into this mansion. And his character is such a great character study. Barry Keoghan, I thought, was terrific in the film, and easily his best performance I have seen in a film. And he is a guy that I can't wait to see go forward in his career. The other star of the show, however, is Emerald Fennell's directing. From the moment that Saltburn starts, it injects you into this candy-colored world that has a lot of rotten things going on under beneath. What you see at a certain point due to her directing is a film that, holy crap, let's just say it goes places. Saltburn is easily, without a doubt, one of the most gorgeous looking films I have seen this year. There are so many sequences in this movie into which how they play with light and shadows, in particular, once again, colored. If you all have seen this movie, which I know it's limited release right now, so for those of you who have seen the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. During principal photography, if they only use the light available to like artificial lights or the sunlight or moonlight to get the shots they need to create this look to the film, I will be impressed. Saltburn is a movie that feels like it uses no lights that are going in to mimic the lights in the room. This is a movie that only feels like it was shot using the lights that were available to them in the certain room. This movie deserves a Best Cinematography nomination. It really does. Saltburn is also hilarious. There were so many bits of this movie where I found myself laughing even harder than I expected, especially due to, once again, as you all can imagine, Rosamund Pike's dry humor. I was really not expecting to laugh as hard as I did. There are specific moments in this movie where this movie, let's just say, it goes for it. I really gotta give credit for them having the courage to do what they did in this movie, as some scenes can be maybe a little bit much, but still, these scenes, yeah.
Well, that's just fucking great!
Did I love Saltburn like Promised Young Woman? Unfortunately not. There are definitely some parts in Saltburn that I felt like were a little bit too predictable. I need to say this, and I know I'm about to say might cause a lot of cringes and a lot of eye rolls, but I truly need to say this. Here comes a statement that I know some people hate When reviewers say this, but it needs to be said, here comes a statement. This movie will not be for everybody. It's a movie that has quite a few things within it that I feel like some people will absolutely love about it. And there are some things in this movie that some people will be absolutely revolted by. And speaking of which, oh god. I need to bring this up again only because, well, I talked about this earlier. I do need to bring this up once again. I do need to give credit that they had, let's say, the balls and the courage to do these scenes in this movie. What they do in these two scenes, I feel like is a bit much. There was another scene in this movie to which, truly, I don't know why it was in here. For character motivations, I do understand why it was in there, but to the extent of what this was filmed, let me say that, there's a couple of minutes maybe that could have been trimmed out really entirely. You all know that I like weird stuff in movies. I really like seeing weird stuff if done right. But there are definitely some parts in this movie where the weirdness definitely got a little too much for me, and not just that, but I truthfully didn't get as to why these parts were in this movie.
And here we go.
So overall, Saltburn is a wild and a weird ride. It's also a ride that's gorgeously shot, has great performances, it's absolutely hilarious at times, and there are definitely some moments that are rather interesting. While I didn't love Saltburn like I loved Promised Young Woman, Saltburn was still a ride that I really enjoyed a lot. All in all, I'm gonna give Saltburn a 3.75 out of 5. A hell of a ride that definitely won't be liked by everybody, but I can definitely tell you guys, I really enjoyed this one. So comment down below and let me know, what is the weirdest ride of a movie that you really enjoyed? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the username are in the description below. I hope you enjoyed my review of Saltburn. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, my next review or video goes live. I will see you all next time.